Hello everyone, welcome back to our Accounting 210. In this video, we continue with our chapter 12, right? We talk about very important topic here. Use discounted cash flow model to make capital investment decisions. So this is very important. Make sure you understand that your final exam definitely will have a question from this part. I hope you feel much better, more comfortable when you hear this thing called discounted cash flow. We have been talking about that present value. General idea is you discount your future cash flow to the present. We talk about the payback period or the ARR. We said that they ignore the time value of money. Now we use discounted cash flow method. There are two methods, okay? Discounted cash flow is kind of like an umbrella. It's kind of like the parent. And then there are two keys. One is called net present value, NPV. The other is called IRR, internal rate of return. So those two are kind of like sibling cousins, you know. They share the same technique, discounted cash flow, but they are not 100% the same. So we look at the first one, net present value. NPV, this is very important. I don't know whether you have heard this NPV, yes or no. But as I said before, if you graduate from the School of Business, you definitely need to know NPV, net present value. From the name, you tell me what can you learn from the name? Two things, right? First thing is the present value. So we have to discount to present value. And then second step is we have to net, okay? So step one is you get the present value. Step two is you get net present value. That's why we call it NPV. Let's look at the example and then we will do the assignment together. First one, you are considering investing in one of the two projects, right? Our learning objective is we are so rich, we have so many projects, and you want to use this method to figure out which project is the best. So you have two projects, one is smartphone, one is speaker. Then for both projects, you have to invest $1 million. So the net is the initial investment. Initial investment is you have to invest $1 million. You have to invest $1 million. Both projects are 5 years. Both projects, they are 5 years, no residual. And then for the net annual cash flow, look at this word, right? Annual cash inflow, annual cash inflow. If you invest in smartphone, first year you get this, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. So every year you get the same amount of money. What can you think about? Annuity, right? You get the same amount of money for 5 years. So we have to use annuity table. Overall is 1.5 whatever million. Okay, if you do speaker, then you will get more money at the beginning and then you get less. Every year is not the same. So we have to use our table A to discount. If you just look at the number, you will feel, oh, it's easy, right? 1.5 million is more than 1.4 million. So we should go ahead with the smartphone. That's not right because you didn't think about time value of money. So we have to discount those cash flow first, right? We have to discount those cash flow first. General idea, we do this. I usually draw a timeline. The way I do it, I usually draw a timeline. So let's look at this one, right? At the beginning of the project, you have to invest $1 million. You have to invest, hear me, you have to invest $1 million. When you invest, you have to pay the money, right? The money goes out from your pocket. So at the beginning of the project, you have a cash outflow. $1 million. I'll put the negative as outflow. This is outflow. You have to invest first, right? You have to pay $1 million first. And then for the smartphone, T equals to 1, T equals to 2, T equals to 3, T equals to 4, T equals to 5, right? The project is 5 years, and every year is 305,450. So I put the number 305, 450, 305, 450, 305, 450. You said, how did you get those numbers? That's just your cash inflow. You said, hey, why you didn't put negative? Because this is your inflow. This is your inflow. Because of the project, every year you got that much money. We said, what can you do? Can you just add those numbers? You cannot do that. Because that's apple, that's orange. So we have to discount, right? We have to discount all these future cash flow to present. As I said, this is annuity. Why you say, hey, why annuity? Because the same amount of money for 5 years. Same amount of money for 5 years. So we use annuity discount table. And then let's see, what's the factor? Did the question tell us what's the factor? It's not here. I believe maybe it's in the textbook, but it's already, it's just to show here, discount factor is 14%, 5 years annuity, right? 14%, 5 years, 14%, 5 years. I got the discount factor 3.433. So my present value of all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So my present value will be 305,450 times my discount factor of 14%, 5 years, 3.433. 3.433. I get what? I get 1048610. So that's the present value. That's the present value of the discounted cash flow. If it's not discounted, it's 1.51 every million. But we have to discount them back, right? We have to discount. So after discount, it's 1.048,610. You say, oh, am I done? Almost. This is just the present value. But what we need to do, we need to get net present value. What's the meaning of net? Net is you net inflow and outflow, right? You net inflow and outflow. So you discount all these future value back, you get 104,860 as this is the present value of all these future cash flow. Remember, you had the $1 million outflow as the investment. So this is outflow, this is inflow. How do you get the net? You add them, right? Come on, add them. You have outflow $1 million, you have inflow this much. So the net present value will be this number. This is inflow. You have outflow. So the net present value will be 48,000. 48,610. 48,610. That's our net present value. That's our NPV. The rule is you want the NPV to be larger at least or equal to 0. So if it's equal to 0, it's acceptable. It's larger, that's better. That means your outflow is less than the inflow. So which means your inflow is more than your investment. So in this one, the net present value, look at this one more time. You have to get the present value and then you have to net them to get the net present value. Does this make sense, yes or no? Okay, so I stop here. We talk about the smartphone. In next video, we talk about speaker and then we compare those two projects. Which one has a higher NPV? We want to focus on that one. Does that make sense? We want the NPV to be larger. That means the project is more attractive. Okay, let me know if you have any question. I'll see you next time.